Well, over the past 40 years, I would say the Classical Roots program has really accomplished a very important goal. You see, when I came into the orchestra back in 1972, there were very few blacks in the audience. So the issue of black participation in classical music became an interest of several important people in Detroit, and it of course became an issue to the orchestra itself and to our management.
Arthur Johnson, the vice president of the DSO at that time, brought to the attention of the board of the DSO that African American composed music was not being performed.
So we had several responses to deal with that, and one of them was to establish the Classical Roots series.
Then at that time, the movie Roots had just come out, and hence the name Classical Roots is where we captured the title for the initiative. So Classical Roots provided a backdrop for something that was gained traction here in Detroit.
The first concert that we ever did in the Classical Roots series was very memorable for me. It was exciting to people. It instilled in them a great sense of pride in the fact that there was actual symphonic music written by black composers.
It began in 1978 at Bethel AME Church. We were delighted to be able to launch a very exciting program for this community under the DSO auspices. At the same time, we wanted to make sure that this was a community-wide celebration, and it's for that reason we identified 20 different churches throughout Greater Detroit to join forces for this commemorative occasion.
It was an amazing event because Dr. Denard had brought together all of the spirituals and the music that many of us in the community was familiar with.
I remember the Handel Te Deum, I remember the Fauré Requiem, I remember the Elijah. All of these were performances that were championed by the Brazil Denard Chorale, one of the very few in Detroit focused on the classical literature. When I think about those early years, and I think about now the DSO in modern times, where the DSO has declared its focus on inclusion and equity and community engagement.
This orchestra is a welcoming orchestra. It wants all of the audience to feel part of it, and that's one of the things that Classical Roots series accomplished. And I think the Classical Roots program, along with a lot of other things that the DSO did, showed people that music is universal. All people can enjoy classical music.
And may we all find in our respective communities throughout the country ways in which the DSO example can be shared broadly.
And what has always impressed me and that I'd like to pass on to anyone is the fact that everything that has been created by these composers from the African American community has been done through tremendous odds. So that's what we have to keep uppermost in our mind when we hear this music, to me.